The rings of Meropis are home to many gods, yet only some have been around since the beginning. We don't actually know when the beginning is, but they claim to be around since the beginning, and these are the High Gods. High Gods rarely have clerics. They are cold, unfeeling, universal constants within the rings. For a High God to speak to a mortal almost always causes madness and permanent mental damage. One of our librarians, Morgan Hattonfield, many years ago, attempted to reach out to a high god via a certain ritual found in a grimoire. This mistake eventually cost Miss Hattonfield her sanity and the lives of no less than 10 other employees here at the Shivo Library on the Dark Ring. But I digress. According to the material gods, the high gods manage the day-to-day goings-on within the rings, being universal constants and all. They are the direct superiors to other celestials. I had one of my most trusted librarians, Celeste, pull up from our archives every single high god that we have personally confirmed amongst the rings of Meropis. While there certainly could be more high gods, this list also matches the descriptions that followers of the high god seem to proclaim. First, there is the high god creative, responsible for creativity and unique thought. Then there is death. They are unique from their brethren, as it seems like they are responsible for shepherding souls, and are one of the few that routinely interacts with humans. Those who have met death all say the same things, according to our records. Death is kind, merciful, and a friend to the living, not an enemy. He is but a shepherd, and does not control when we die. That is up to free will and our own choices. Then there is emotion, responsible for the creation and expression of emotion. Illusion, which is responsible for the non-existent illusory phenomena. Logic, responsible for the ability to create logical thought. For this high god I am particularly grateful. Purpose, responsible for the purpose of things, and is thought to be the driving force behind divination magics. Purpose is also the only high god that we believe was once mortal, and was not around at the beginning of the universe. Then there is the Shadow. They are responsible for the lack of light, darkness, and what lies beyond. Scholars debate what the phrase "what lies beyond" means to this day, but all clerics of the Shadow have declared this to be part of the Shadow's domain, so I am listing it here, although it could just be a dogmatic slogan. Next there is Sin, the exiled high god, responsible for evil, malicious thoughts, and deviant nature. They were exiled due to the creation of the Dorcha Rex. After that, there is the most vexing of high gods, the Lord of Mists. They are responsible for justice, balance, and the domains of dread in the universe. Grand violations of universal law or grand evil can summon the Lord of Mists, and for the life of me, I don't know what the Lord of Mists thinks those actions actually are. They seem to be incredibly inconsistent, yet there is some part of me that believes that the Lord of Mists actually has reasons for going after children who catch bunnies in traps. Perhaps they really are just as evil as the general who puts the torch to an entire town of halflings. Following up, there is the Primordial, responsible for the making of things, and one of the more mysterious high gods. They have, to my knowledge, only one cleric, and they are an asshole. Then there is Time, responsible for the progression and flow of time. It is noted that Time and the Lord of Mist work closely together. Now our final high god is simply known as the Unknown Twelfth. Many texts and high gods have mentioned 12 gods in their pantheon, therefore scholars always add in the Unknown Twelfth when discussing high gods. Although there has been no recorded instance of the Unknown Twelfth taking any action or having any effect on the rings. What is the domain of this god? I know for so long Celeste and I have talked about what it could possibly be, but even after all these years, we have not found a single lead on the Unknown Twelfth. Although I do have a theory. I have a theory that perhaps the Unknown Twelfth is the one that made these rings. Perhaps they know some of the darker secrets that Shivo Library has been unable to figure out even after all these decades of research. At least, I hope so. Seer vocalizations. Locke. End transcription of Raymond Shivo.